Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another match preview. It's the biggest game of the season. It's Liverpool at Anfield, and I'm on the one hand looking forward to it because, confidence-wise, look, as it stands from my point of view, I don't think there's really been much better of an opportunity to win here. I know we say this every year, don't we? We say, this is our year, surely. We're going to do it. There's not a better time than now. And they somehow still end up beating us. We look at last year, Cancelo slipped on his ass. They win 1-0. It's just one of those games, really. We had a goal disallowed, and you just think at that point everybody was saying, just write it off. We're never going to win there. And we said the same things about Tottenham away. We did, in fact, go to Tottenham away. We scored and we won, breaking new boundaries. Breaking down them barriers. So, look, before I get into this, of course, please do me a massive favour and leave a like on this video. It massively helps the channel out, and subscribe if you are new. Turn your notification bells on, because we will be going live at some point around this game, because it's too big of a fixture not to. And as always, there is in the top line in the description a link to become a channel member if you want to support the channel further. But I'll get back onto the game, and it's, to simply put it, a must not lose. That's about as blunt as you're gonna get. It's too complicated to just leave it in that sort of a description, but that's where the game is. It's a must not lose. You can't lose this game. A draw is not disastrous. It still puts us on the back foot a little bit, because it makes it so that it's out of our hands. We can't do much about it. But a loss, really, really, really makes it look very, very difficult. So I wouldn't necessarily play for a draw. I don't want to play for a draw, because a win is obviously the ideal scenario, because a win puts it back in our hands. That's the main thing I think that is on most people's minds. Is, of course, the gap now is 2 points. 1 point, sorry. There's 2 points covering the top three. 1 point at the top. A draw, we still remain 1 point off the top with 10 games left to go. All it takes is one Liverpool slip up and we just have to capitalise. It's a big ask with the way that they're playing right now. They are playing really, really well, so are Arsenal. And we've been a little hit or miss, a little bit underwhelming at times. So there is, of course, that side of things where, we could slip up ourselves, but this is a must-not-lose game, like I said, because it puts the gap to 4 points. You lose this game, Arsenal, I imagine, would beat Brentford on Saturday. We will start, we will start the match in third place. And depending on how the result goes, we could stay there. We could stay third. And then it really looks difficult then on in. But try and not think about that too much personally. But it's a must-not-lose. 4 point gap with 10 games to go. You're relying on Liverpool to drop points twice. And even then, if they're 2 draws, their goal difference is better than ours. So if it goes down to goal difference, we're going to need to claw that back. And with the fact that we just can't stop conceding goals, stupid goals as well at times. But the fact that we can't stop conceding goals, I don't fancy our odds. I know we can score at will, but we seem to just have taken a step back defensively. So, look, that's where I stand. A draw, I'm not. It's not the end of the world for me. A loss, and I'll never count us out, but it would look a lot like that way if I'm going to be honest. But, let's just talk about the team. First up, I actually haven't skimmed through the press conference because I assume it is the exact same. That's bad on my part if it's not. But, based on what it was last time, I don't think that even if Matheus Nunes can't play, which I don't believe to be the case, I think he is more than okay. I still don't think he would have played anyway, so it doesn't really change too much. I'll throw up my predicted starting 11 up on screen. This is what it should be. I think a lot of the consensus on social media, a lot of what I've seen from other people trying to predict the starting 11 is these names pop up. Majority of these names are on the team sheet. I think people are sort of umming and ahhing over Kyle Walker. Should it be a Kanji? But I think that's about it. Maybe Kovacic. Some people maybe throwing Alvarez in there. But this is what it should be. I think the midfield, the wings, they give us perfect balance. We know we're going to be up against it. Liverpool are going to go for it. They always go for it. We're not going to be able to just play our game. So we're going to need an element of calmness. We're going to need calmness. We're going to need as much control as humanly possible. Because they're going to make life difficult. They're going to go for it. So for me, naturally, just looking at the options when you don't have a Jack Grealish to throw in there, Mateo Kovacic slots into midfield. You get Foden, albeit on the left. I'm not particularly a huge fan over the last couple of seasons, but it sort of needs must. Doku's been in and out of training. He shouldn't be playing this game at all whatsoever. He'd be a player where if we were chasing the game, the last 20 minutes, maybe you think of Doku, but not from the start. No chance in hell would I think of playing Jeremy Doku in this sort of game. And Nunes is sort of untested, if you will. He's played okay in the wider areas, but he's untested. This magnitude of a game, to go with something that isn't natural and isn't something that you've used for a prolonged period of time. He's sort of been in and out of the team, and when he has been in the team, he's been on both sides of the wing. I just think it's safer to go with that, and with the magnitude of the game, the fact that it's, like I said, a must not lose, safety is probably the best option here. Now, if I was, if it was me personally managing the team, thank God it's not, I would put a Kanji in over Walker. That would be my only change to this starting 11. My personal preference is a Kanji's been playing really, really well. And he really suits, in my opinion, defending in the wider areas. And he's much better on the ball than Kyle Walker, so that would give us even more control. But at the end of the day, Kyle Walker's captain. It's a big game. He's not going to miss out. And it's not like he's been playing poorly either. It's not like he's playing like he was at the start of the season, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but that's the only change I would make. You let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And I mean, in terms of just overall chances, I suppose, before I get into my score prediction, it's, again, like I said, it's a very good chance. No Alisson, no Trent. Salah's just come back from an injury. I mean, he's fit. He's going to play. I know he's going to play. It's Mo Salah. But they're missing a few players. I don't know the latest update on Konate. I know he went off injured or was a precautionary substitution from an injury in the Europa League. I don't know whether he's fit. Gomez was off at half-time as well. I don't know quite what they're looking like, but I know they have Alisson and Trent out. They're two big misses. They're going to have backups that are capable. It's not that, they have absolute dross waiting for them, but their backups, you look at Conor Bradley and Kelleher in goal. Again, it goes back to the same point as Doku and Nunes. They're untested in this sort of a game. This is high stakes. This is as high as it's going to get. This is as tense as it's going to be probably all season. At least, unless we get to another final, of course, and then obviously you can argue that. But this is as tense as it's going to get. They haven't really been tested. I know you can argue that, the Carabao Cup final, but that was against a god-awful Chelsea team. It's not even worth the conversation there. So this is a different kettle of fish. So it'd be interesting to see how they react. Maybe try a few shots, try a few runs early on, see how the nerves are. But they'll be up for it. They'll be up for it. This is Pep versus Klopp. This is the last time. They'll be up for it. Of course they will be. You expect nothing less. But I'll move on to my score prediction. Those are my score prediction. It's difficult because I think it could be high scoring. It's also very much the type of game where it could be like last season where it ends 1-0 either way, because it's such a game of fine margins. But with the way both teams are playing, especially defensively, Liverpool aren't the greatest at keeping clean sheets. Neither are we. It could be high scoring. It really could. So I'm going to go for a classic. I'm going to go for a 3-2 City. I believe we will do it. I've got to be positive. I've got to back the players. I've got to back the manager that we will finally win. But this could be another classic because, again, the stakes are so high. The last dance, if you want to call it that, between Pep and Klopp, they'll want to send it out on a classic. But I'm saying 3-2. You let me know your score predictions down in the comment section below. Let me know how confident you are into this game. I'm fairly confident now, but I can assure you, 20 minutes before kickoff, I'll be bricking it, because that's just what this fixture does to me. But do me a massive favour, on your way out of this video, please leave a like, it's massively appreciated, and subscribe if you are new. Turn your notification bells on, because we will be live around this game to discuss what goes on, whether it's positive, negative, end of the world, you know, that sort of stuff. And of course, top line in the description, there is a link to become a channel member if you want to support the channel further. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you post-match, where hopefully we've done the business.